Russell Crowe's new Cold War thriller movie casts Reacher star. A Reacher star joins the cast of Russell Crowe's new Cold War thriller Billion Dollar Spy. Adapted from David E. Hoffman's best-selling book about the real-life story of Adolf Tolkachev, the upcoming period drama will be directed by BAFTA Award winner Alma Asante, with Oscar-winning writer Stephen Gaghan revising the script by Ben August. Industry's Harry Lottie is also set to headline alongside Crowe. Per Deadline, Billion Dollar Spy has cast Willow Fitzgerald as May, the wife of CIA agent Tom Lenihan Lottie. The movie follows Tolkachev Crowe, a Soviet electronics engineer who passed on top-secret military intelligence to the CIA. Tolkachev's attempt was initially rejected by the agency until he allied with Lenihan, and together, the two men became pivotal in shifting the balance of power. Walden Media, Weed Road Pictures, and Pioneer Stilking Films are producing the title, with Jane Hooks serving as an executive producer. What Willow Fitzgerald's casting means for Billion Dollar Spy. Armie Hammer and Mads Mikkelsen were initially cast to headline the Asante thriller in 2020, but Hammer was dropped from the project after sexual abuse allegations and a police investigation. It wasn't until recently that more progress was made. Billion Dollar Spy is currently in pre-production, and Fitzgerald's casting means the project is moving forward. While Fitzgerald is the third cast member now linked to the new Cold War thriller, more information will come to light as Crowe's movie gears up for production. Fitzgerald plays police officer Roscoe Conklin in Reacher Season 1, and can also be seen in the Scream television series, Strange Darling, Royal Pains, and the miniseries Little Women. She is set to star in the movie adaptation of Colleen Hoover's 2019 novel, Regretting You, alongside Allison Williams, Dave Franco, and McKenna Grace. From playing the main protagonist in a slasher series to a young woman searching for answers about her biological father in a medical drama, Fitzgerald has proven to be a versatile actor and will be a great addition to Billion Dollar Spy. Our take on Willow Fitzgerald's casting. It's currently unknown how big a role Fitzgerald's character plays in the main events in Billion Dollar Spy, but it's certainly something to look forward to. In the movie, both Lenihan and Tolkachev are taking risks by working with each other. Tolkachev is essentially working against his own country, while Lenihan is aligning with the man his agency repeatedly rejected working with. This will put Fitzgerald's May in a difficult position. As Lenihan's wife, Fitzgerald's character could potentially play a very important role in the dangerous mission, even though she may not be in the forefront of the story like her husband or Crowe's protagonist. Willow Fitzgerald is brilliant in Strange Darling and her many other projects. Her casting certainly makes Billion Dollar Spy something to look forward to. Russell Crowe is heading back into the icy depths of espionage, paranoia, and nuclear brinkmanship. The Oscar-winning actor has officially signed on to star in a gripping new Cold War thriller, Shadow Protocol, and he's not going alone. In a casting move that has already electrified action thriller fans, Reacher star Alan Ritchson has been tapped to play a pivotal role alongside Crowe, signaling a generational passing of the torch in the genre of high-stakes geopolitical drama. The film, currently in pre-production and slated to begin filming later this year in Eastern Europe, is being helmed by Zero Dark 30 cinematographer turned director Greig Fraser. Shadow Protocol is described as a slow-burn, cerebral thriller that draws inspiration from 1970s espionage classics like The Spy Who Came In From the Cold and 3 Days of the Condor, but updated with the taut intensity and modern pacing of Sicario and Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy. Set in the late 1980s as the Cold War begins to show cracks in its iron armor, Shadow Protocol follows a disgraced CIA analyst, played by Crowe, who uncovers evidence of a rogue Soviet plot to derail arms talks with a false flag nuclear incident. Cut off from official channels and hunted by his own agency, he recruits a former Green Beret turned reluctant mercenary, played by Ritchson, to help him navigate the shadowy world of defectors, double agents, and deep cover conspiracies. For Crowe, known for his commanding presence in films like Gladiator, State of Play, and Body of Lies, this is a return to the complex, morally ambiguous characters that first made him a household name. He portrays Henry Dalton, a worn-down intelligence veteran with a sharp mind, a ruined career, and secrets that could bring down entire governments. It's a part tailored for Crowe's weathered charisma, part strategist, part haunted idealist. but it's the casting of Alan Ritchson that has stirred the most buzz. Fresh off his explosive turn as Jack Reacher in Amazon Prime's Reacher, where his towering physique and deadpan delivery redefine the modern action hero, Ritchson steps into a role that demands not just brute strength but emotional vulnerability. His character, ex-Sergeant Joel Kessler, is a haunted warfighter turned underground fixer, whose moral compass has been tested by years of clandestine work across war-torn borders. Alan brings a physical presence, yes, but also a surprising emotional depth, Fraser said in a statement. He's not just playing muscle, he's playing a man who has had to live with the consequences of doing what others were too afraid to. That duality is central to the film. The dynamic between Dalton and Kessler is expected to drive the narrative. While Crowe's character operates from a place of cerebral calculation, Ritchson's Kessler is driven by instinct, scars, and a longing for redemption. The script, penned by British screenwriter Alex Garland ex machina, promises layers of moral complexity, political intrigue, and the kind of brooding atmosphere that Cold War fiction does best. While the plot remains largely under wraps, insiders hint at key sequences in Berlin, Bucharest, and the mountains of Georgia, the former Soviet Republic, not the U.S. state. There's talk of a high-altitude cable car chase, a tense underground meeting in a decommissioned nuclear bunker, and a psychological chess match between Crowe's Dalton and a KGB defector rumored to be played by an as-yet unannounced European A-lister. Production is being backed by A24 in collaboration with Amazon MGM Studios, a pairing that practically guarantees a cinematic product that's both artful and commercially viable. The film's aesthetic, according to Fraser, will blend grainy period visuals with slick modern sound design. Analog paranoia meets digital precision. For Ritchson, this role marks a significant step toward expanding his range. Known primarily for his physical roles in Reacher, Titans, and comedic turns in Blue Mountain State, the opportunity to work opposite a dramatic heavyweight like Crowe in a dense, politically charged narrative could reshape how Hollywood sees him. "He's got the chops," said one executive familiar with the project. "Reacher showed us he could carry a series. Now we're about to see if he can carry an ideology, and maybe the fate of the world, on his back." Russell Crowe, for his part, seems energized by the partnership. In a recent interview promoting another project, he casually mentioned that there's a young bloke coming up who reminds me a bit of myself when I was hungrier, when I still had to fight for every line. "I like working with those kinds of people. Makes you sharper." While Shadow Protocol won't hit theaters until late 2026, the project is already drawing comparisons to prestige thrillers of past decades. Critics and fans alike are eager to see whether this blend of classic spy cinema with modern sensibilities can carve a new niche in an increasingly superhero-saturated market. There's also speculation that this could become the start of a new franchise, or at least a thematic trilogy, centered around Cold War shadows and the men who operated within them. While nothing has been confirmed, the depth of the lore and